Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about innovation, but we're going to challenge this one huge assumption we all have about how to make things better. What if I told you the most powerful move isn't adding something new, but actually taking something away?
You know, whenever we're trying to solve a problem, what's our first instinct? It's to add something, right? We're kind of hardwired to think that progress just means more. A better phone, more features. A more productive team, more projects. A more efficient company? Well, you see where this is going.
Just think about it for a second. In your own work, when was the last time the big solution was to, cancel a weekly meeting for good? Or to actually remove a feature from an app just to make it cleaner? It almost never happens, does it? That's because our default mode is just stuck on add, add, add.
But what if that's just wrong? Seriously, what if this constant push for more is the very thing that's holding us back? What if the real secret to making things better, smarter, and way more elegant is hiding in the one thing we almost never, ever consider? Subtraction.
All right, so let's dig into this. This isn't just, a bad habit we've picked up. It's way deeper than that. It's like a bias baked right into our brains. You could almost say we're addicted to adding. It's the default program our brain runs whenever it sees a problem.
And there's a name for this: addition bias. It's this completely natural, almost invisible instinct to solve problems by adding stuff instead of taking stuff away. And the crazy part is, we don't even notice we're doing it. It's not like we're actively choosing not to subtract. The idea of subtracting often doesn't even enter our minds in the first place.
Okay, check this out, because this is a perfect example. There was this really cool experiment with Legos. People were given this little Lego structure and told, hey, make this stronger. Now, the simplest, smartest way to do it was to just remove one single brick that was in the wrong spot. But guess what almost everyone did? Yep. They just started piling on more bricks. They made it clunkier and more complicated because they literally could not see the simple subtractive solution staring them right in the face.
So if our brain's default is add, then learning how to subtract is, well, it's like discovering a superpower you never knew you had. It's about deliberately taking the road less traveled, the one our brains usually just ignore, and finding out just how powerful less can actually be.
And this quote, man, it just nails the whole mindset shift we need to make. Let's be honest, a lot of us are scared to subtract, right? We worry it'll look like we're doing less work or delivering less value. But that's totally missing the point. The goal isn't just to have less stuff. The goal is to have the right stuff, the things that make an experience cleaner, sharper, and way more effective.
Okay, so this isn't just theory and Lego bricks. Let's look at a massive, real-world example of how this works. We're talking about something that completely reshaped a major city. Let me tell you the story of the Embarcadero Freeway in San Francisco.
So for years and years, this giant, ugly, double-decker freeway sliced right through San Francisco. I mean, it was a monster of concrete and noise. And the worst part, it completely blocked the city off from its own gorgeous waterfront. Imagine that. This incredible asset, totally hidden behind this big, gray wall. But here's the thing. People got used to it. It was just there. So when folks started talking about tearing it down, oh man, the pushback was huge. People freaked out. It was a core part of the city, right? How would traffic work? The fear of what would happen was so big that people literally could not imagine their city any other way.
And then, nature kind of forced their hand. An earthquake damaged the freeway so badly, they had no choice. They had to tear it down. And what happened next? It was incredible, absolutely incredible. The waterfront just exploded back to life. Suddenly you had parks and markets and people everywhere. Property values went through the roof. New businesses popped up. The city got its soul back. And all of this happened not because they added something, but because they took something away.
Okay, that's a great story, but how do we actually do this, in our own lives, at our own jobs? How do we fight that urge to always add and make subtraction our new superpower? Well, it's not as hard as you might think. It just takes a few key steps.
All right, here we go. 4 simple ways to start. First up, change your questions. Stop asking, what can we add, and start asking, what can we take away to make this simpler? It's a total game changer. Second, get your team involved. The people actually doing the work, trust me, they know it's a waste of time. Third, you've got to face that fear we talked about. Remind everyone, and yourself, that the goal is better, not just less. And finally, hey, you don't need to tear down a freeway on day one. Start small. Run a little experiment. Get rid of one useless report or one pointless meeting. See what happens. Measure it. You'll probably be surprised.
So, let's wrap this up with a big idea.
In a world that is just constantly yelling at us for more, 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 the ability to step back and choose less, that might just be the most powerful, most innovative thing you can do.
Because, let's face it, it takes real guts to do this. It takes courage to say, hey, let's get rid of this thing that's always been here. It takes confidence to push for simplicity when everyone else is adding complexity. But like we saw with that freeway, sometimes that one brave, subtractive move is what unlocks all the real value.
So I want to leave you with a challenge. Just one question. Take a look around you, at your projects, your to-do list, your calendar. What's one thing you could remove today? What's that one piece of clutter that's not actually adding any value? And what would happen if you were just bold enough to get rid of it? Give it some thought. Thanks for hanging out with me.